Okay, we're on Oholot, Perek Bet, Mishnah Bet. We're continuing to talk about things that that are passed through Tumat Ohel. Says the Mishnah. Revi'it dam. A reed is a revi'it of a log, stored in a liquid measurement. How much is a revi'it? Good question. Let's look it up. Revi'it, a quarter log, okay? 86 milliliters, from between 86 to 150. That's the Chazanish, I think, right? Whatever, 100 milliliters. I don't know how much that is in ounces. Figure it out on your own. Okay, a revi'it of dam. Revi'it dam tevusa mimeit echad. Rabbi Kiva Omer mishnei meitim. So we have to understand this. What is dam? First of all, what is dam tevusa? And then why? Like, we know what blood is. So what is the difference between blood and dam tevusa? That's a different kind of blood. Okay, and why is there machloket between Tanakam, which is Chachamim, and Rabbi Akiva about whether it could be from one dead person or even more than one dead person? The first dam tevusa is from the word mitposeset b'damach. Mitposeset, you are subsumed in your blood. So what is basis? Like, founded in your blood. Okay, so, surrounded by your blood. I don't know how to explain how you would translate the word dam tevusa. If you have an idea, you can email me or whatever. WhatsApp me. Okay, and what is this dam tevusa? So revi'it dam, regular blood, is shiatza kulo la'achar mita. A person died, a gunshot wound, he died and the blood came out. That's considered part of the dead person. But dam tevusa is blood, shiatza, okay? Dam tevusa, eno elam midurabanan. What is dam tevusa? That's blood that came out before mita. Shiatza miktzad revi'it mechayim. Some blood came out before the person died. So if the blood came out before he died, then he wasn't dead. It was part of the living, I guess. Umiktzad lachar mita. Some was after mita. So the Gemara said, the commentaries say, Revi'it dam she'atha kulo lachar mita. The blood that comes out after death is Tamei deoraita. Dichtiv b'meit b'nefesh. So let's see, what is that talking about? Here we have the psukim from Parshat Chukat, Bamidbar Perek Yutet. Kol hanogea b'meit b'nefesh adam. It has to be the nefesh adam. So the Bartanura says, let's go back to the Bartanura. So the Bartanura says that refers to b'meit b'nefesh, the nefesh. What is the soul? That is when the blood that comes after a person dies. But dam tevusa, this mixed blood, eno elami d'Rabbanan. That's asur d'Rabbanan. So revi'it dam, the Mishnah says, that's mitami d'oraita. Revi'it dam tevusa, that's d'Rabbanan. The Tanakama says mimeit echad. Rabbi Kiva Omer mishnei meitim. Tanakama says one meit. Rabbi Kiva says two meitim. Why? Okay, because Rabbi Kiva says two meitim, half a revi'it from one dead person, half from another. Mitamei ba'oel. Even if you don't have a full revi'it from each one. Why? This is based on a different pasuk. Let's scroll down and see. This is a different pasuk. We're going to go down here. The following pasuk. The Torah says, this is in talking about the Kohanim, the Tumah of Kohanim can expose them to. Kohen Gadol me'echav, this is talking about the Kohen Gadol. All right, Asher Yutzako Rosho Shemen HaMishcha, who is the anointing that was poured on his head. Umilet Yado, he filled his hands, L'ilboshet HaBegadim, to wear the extra clothes. Et Rosho Lo Yifra Begadav Lo Yifrom, right? His hair, he can never, Rosho Lo Yifra, he can't let his hair grow out. He cannot nor rend his garments. Ve'al Kol Nafshot Meit Lo Yavo, and he cannot become Tamei to Nafshot Meit, to the souls of the dead. Meaning he can become Tamei, even Lavivu L'imo Lo Yitama. He cannot become Tamei even when his parents die. As opposed to regular Kohanim, for the seven critical relatives, a regular Kohen can become Tamei, normally can't. But Kohen Gadol, not for anyone. But look at this word nafshot. This is how it's written in the Torah. I'll call nafshot mate. Nafshot is written in what's called chaser. It's not written with a vav, full, malez, it's written chaser. So if you were to, remember the Torah, there's no vowels. So it's written nafshot, without vowels. That's how it's written. Nafshot as nafshat. So the Tanakama holds, the Chachamim hold, they say, listen, this is something called, they say one, it has to come from one mate. The Rabbi Kiva says two meitim. So they say there's something called, there's a machlok between yesh em lemesoret or yesh em lemikra. Let's look at this in the Bartanura. Let's go back to the Bartanura. The Bartanura says, Rabbi Kiva says, they say mimeit echad, kasavi rabban, the Rabban hold yesh em lemesoret. They say, listen, the mesoret, the tradition teaches us that we read the pasuk al kol nafshot meit, we read it, and it's sometimes confusing, the masoret. The way it's transmitted is nafshot. It's not, we read it as plural, but in the Torah it says nafshot without ktiv chaser. So therefore, if you read it nafshot, that's yesh em lamasor. Tradition tells you write it as nafshot, and that's nafshat. Okay, nefesh echad. That's why the Rabbanan say the blood has to come from one person. And Rabbi Akiva says no, yesh em lamikra. Mikra means how do you read it? Ech shenikra, and therefore it says nafshot plural, akol nafshot. That means if you have blood from more than one person, Rabbi Akiva says half from one. Disavar yesh em lamikra. That's what Rabbi Akiva holds. That we yesh em, there's a mother to it. That's the phrase. That we follow what the mikra, how it's read. Nafshot made. How's it read? Many. Mashla shnei nefashot, 2 souls, and therefore Rabbi Akiva says even from shnei metim. That's a long way of saying that. So the Mishnah continues. Damkesh katan shiatzakulo. But if you don't have a revi'it, but the blood of a child, of a small baby, lo aleinu, that all the blood seeped out of the body. Rabbi Akiva says kolshu. Rabbi Akiva says any amount, doesn't matter. That's Tamei ohel. Chachamim say no, revi'it. Sorry, doesn't work. Kizayit rima. What is rima? This is really gross. Rabbi Akiva says rima shenolda bebasar hametz. You have the dead, and it was rima means rima. Okay, afilu chaya. Rima is we heard, you might have heard this term rima b'tole'ah. Okay, it says rima is it becomes full of maggots, maggotized. That's really disgusting. So kizayit of that ben chaya ben meta. I don't know what that means, whether it's alive or it's dead. Yeah, I have no idea what that means. Rabbi Lezer mitame kibisaro. Rabbi Lezer says it's mitame like the pasar hamet. Okay, even if it's alive, I have no idea what rima. I guess they assume that it was reanimated in some way because it's full of maggots. Totally disgusting. V'chachamim mitarim. Chachamim say no, it's not considered dead. Kizayit dead. It's considered tahor. It doesn't have the din of rekev, of remnant of dead. We'll see what rekev is of wetness of that wet, liquefied dead. Efes rufim, a person is cremated lo aleinu, and all you have is ash. Rabbi Lezer omer shiro berova. Rabbi Lezer says it's like the rova hakav, the same measurement. Chachamim mitaharim. Chachamim say no, that's no longer. It's just ash. It's not mitameh. Melot tavad va'od afar kvarot. Okay, you have melot tavad va'od. You have a little bit. Tavad, remember we said was that ladle. So the full of a ladle and a little more. Afar kvarot. This is afar kvarot. The dust, the dirt of a kever. Meaning, what happened? You buried a person, and then the body liquefied in such a way, and that sort of seeped into the dirt below it. So you need to have a low tavad of this rekev, of this stuff, rekev. Okay. So therefore, the Tanakama says tamei. Rabbi Shimon says no, it's tahor. Why? Because it's mixed in. It's not enough. The melot tavad is not enough because it's mixed in with dirt. Says the afar kvarot. Afar shemu abu dam. Okay, this is dirt that was mixed with blood. V'leichasha mate and liquefied dead. Melot tavad v'od tamei. So Tanakama says tamei. Why? It's impossible that this melot tavad plus shlo yebo melot tavad rakav. So that has to have that has a ladle full of rakav that we said is tamei. Okay, so we said all the same thing. He says, Mari b'meichin nikvar arom. There's no other external contaminants. The dirt is saturated with remnant of the dead. Rabbi Shimon mitaher. Rabbi Shimon says no, because it's still got dirt in it. Melot tavad rakav shegavalo b'mayim. If you have this melot tavad, so this melot tavad is like dry dirt. Okay, of this rakav, of this remnant of dead, the remnant of rekev, this remnant of the dead body. Shegavalo b'mayim. You mixed it with water. So even if it's dry, I guess it was a rakav. I don't know what the consistency was. One gets the impression that it was powdery or dirt-like. Okay, but if you gavalo b'mayim, you stirred it with water, so you made it into a paste. Even if you did that, eno chibur l'tumah. It's not considered a connection for a tumah. And the Bartanura says if you had ohel on part of, if it spread it out and you had ohel on part, that's not enough to be connected to all of it, and therefore it's not considered ohel. He says the same thing about it's true if you touch it. So if you only tamei if you touch a kizayit. If you only have this melot tavad and you spread it out, you touch one part of it, it's not considered one whole solid, but you only touch a little bit of it, and the person would not become tamei, at least midoraita. All right, we've been way too long. We'll stop here and dedicate our learning to memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.